Alright, welcome everybody to my tutorial of my dungeon house that I have created for following event. I'm going to start off by entering, and there's going to be a following bunch of rules for the house because it is a dungeon based like. It's also going to be full of test dummies. I have everything set up that you want to sell some of your inventory, get stuff out the bank to get set. So I have my lovely wife here who's going to assist me on showing everybody here on how to do the house. So as you can see, she has a quest on her head, a little icon like on top of her head. So you can accept the quest, and we're gonna get started and show you everything that you need to know on how to successfully get through my dungeon house. So Kitten's gonna be our starting character. You're gonna come with a group of 4, as a dungeon would be. You can be any job you wish. And we're gonna start the dungeon. I'm gonna stop over here on my treasure coffer and tell you that there are 4 hidden coffers in this house. Just because I activated this one, everyone that has came and done the dungeon will be rewarded with gold at least. Activating all 4 of those coffers somewhere around the house will increase your rewards to being all gold based materials. Just for completing it without following all of them, you'll actually get purple materials, gold, etc. All rewards will be subject to follow, and I have it all on the band app. So to get past the house, we have to find 8 switches, and that's how you're going to get past the final boss area. So up ahead, we're going to see there's a switch right behind the cage. So it's somewhere upstairs. As quests like to be, there's like an NPC that follows you. I will kind of be following you around to kind of give you guys kind of guideline on how to go through it. As well as that's because I'm showing you in the video, I'm going to show you like what you have to do. So there's going to be fights in the house. Here we have like our first fight, which is our first test dummy. There's going to be banners behind them, and every time you see these banners, you have to fight and kill them. They can easily explore the house. As you can see, I have chairs and benches all over there. You can see the fight, the final fight, which this will be in the final room. Down here will be our switch, and we have our first respawnable monster called the Precursor. The rule for this fight is every time you see a Precursor, you have to kill them. So once they die, you have to make sure that you activate the switch before it respawns. If it respawns, you have to kill it again. Of course, a group of 4, anyone can activate the switch. So we activate the switch, and we move on. And the Precursor had respawned just in time away from your range. It won't get aggro, so you don't have to fight it again. I'll basically announce and say, hey, the Precursor has respawned, you've been aggroed. There's another Precursor. When you see it, it must die. You can go down the stairs or jump down. This will be our first boss. I'm going to call him the Bone Collector, because he's turned my whole area into a pile of bones. So his glowing skulls is going to be like me animating to stop his power. So as you guys fight this boss and take him down, I'm going to slowly come over and turn off the skulls. Nothing else is really going to happen. It's just to animate like in a quest that he weakens and you're able to take him down completely. If I didn't do this, he probably won't be dying. Of course, as a real test dummy, he will die, but just to make it in the storyline of the quest, that's what I'm going to do. So, now that he's dead and we finished off, we can actually move on to our next area, which will probably be in my backyard. You can explore the house as we go along. It's not necessarily time too long, but with other people wanting to run into the dungeon, if you want to try to do this as possibly quick as you can, you can explore the outside. And again, you see another battle fight, we must fight it at least one time. You don't have to fight anything else, only the Precursors are multiple. I'm going to say there's a switch in the backyard behind here. And this will be our first kind of like attacking boss, where if you come over, there's going to be a poison gas attack. It does some damage. You might have to heal through it. So there's going to be some traps in the dungeon where you have to fight. There's also going to be a penalty feature here, where if you don't follow some of the rules, like if you leave the area while fighting here, you might lose your whole bar. You might lose some skills. You might fight with a resto staff. That's for example. You might get hit with a very nasty potion that I'm going to have to make it fun. One of these, for example. I'll say you can't use ultimates on this boss or any other boss that you fight, because they're going to be permanent. just for fun. So you beat the boss, you activate the switch, and we move on. I'll say that there's a switch actually upstairs somewhere in the house, because I know I had put one up there, maybe in my treasury room. We run into another precursor. If you see it, it must die. If you're in the garden exploring, trying to see if you find the treasure coffer, if there's one around here, because they're all around the house hidden. Being at least behind this line, don't follow the precursor. So once you hit the concrete and you see the precursor, you must kill it. So if it respawns and you're looking around, you come back and it's alive, you must kill it. So we'll enter the house and see if we can find our next switch. And maybe even coffers. So you're in the house, of course you can explore, and there is a precursor here. So right, I guess once you get around this area, like its aggro circle range, you must kill it. You can even explore. One person can fight it, and everyone else can explore, take a look at it. Like a normal house would be. Looks pretty cool. Precursor's dead. We will move on to the upstairs. So here's my treasure room. We have a boss called the Treasure Keeper. He's basically trying to take all my money. And I won't be able to reward it by, so make sure you kill him. So that way, I can give you guys rewards at the end of the fight. So here's the other switch after we kill him. And we move on. Of course, there's a little balcony here. You can choose to explore. Look at the view outside. We can move on to the backyard where we have a bunch of other monster fights to do. And again, the precursor now has respawned, and this is what I meant by the rule of whenever you see it, it must die. So now that you've seen it again, you should go ahead and kill the precursor. Alright, we definitely don't want to be around when it respawns, so let's head out to the backyard. So here's our first rules of a fight, where I have these carpets here. This will kind of be like the fighting area where you have to fight. You can't go past it. If you go past it, and I see you, you're going to get a penalty. It can lose your food effects. You can lose your potion effects. There's a whole bunch of penalties I have listed on ban. I will even tell you, Kitten, you went outside the fight line, you can no longer use a potion. Something like that. So here we have our first boss, our first monster basically. As you fight them, there's going to be 2 precursors on each side. So as a group of 4, you can work together to take these things out. Just make sure that they're taking constant damage, the precursors. If not, you'll be penalized again for all the fun of it. Kitten's by herself, little Siren's over here by herself, so I'm just showing you guys what you have to do. So once this boss is dead, and these precursors are still alive, you go to one of them, kill them, come across, go to the other one, kill them, and that's it. The fight's done. You definitely want to leave the fight area before they respawn, or you're going to be fighting them again. So let's move on to our lava fight area. I wanted to make a whole bridge across from here, but it seems like I can't activate AoEs. There's no kind of area attacks that's going to happen, so I actually had to come down here and build it in the lava. As your quest basically like a quest NPC, I'm going to do an animation in this fight. So there's a rule here that you have to stay inside the carpet area. So you can fight here, just as long as you're in the fighting area of the carpet area. Some AoEs like liquid lightning will appear on the boss, but not in the area, so the effect does go through. Some skills like luminous shards for some reason doesn't appear at all, so that skill might be kind of, I guess, temporarily off due to his quote-unquote power. But most of it AoEs will work. Volley, caltrops, wall of elements, those will still go off. So this will be a timed fight. So as soon as one of you have actually started the fight, I will do an animation where I get possessed. So as soon as it starts off, I will get possessed, and then I will go over to these sky shards and slowly walk over and turn them off. So this is kind of a time fight, and as you can kind of see, I'm going to do another animation, act like I got a power to turn them off. There you go. I turned off the sky shard. I'll move on to the next ones. So I'm going to quicken up the speed to give you guys an example of what will happen after I turn them all off. So with 4 people, this thing's definitely going to be around halfway in percentage by the time I reach over here. So again, I'll do another animation. Same one. I can be watching, so if you get off the carpets, the next fight I'll penalize you. And the last animation for the last sky shard. I'm basically going to say these are protective barriers. And now that the barriers are off, I'll kind of act like I'm getting control of my body back here. And to prevent something else from happening, I'll leave. So right here, if the boss does not die, I'm going to turn around and act as if I got a magical power. And I will drop the floor. And you will die. Everybody will die. I'm sorry, that's not my fault. I was possessed. Damn these creatures in here. More or less, I'm going to tell you guys to way shrine back to the entrance so we can come back and try again, because that lava floor will be in the way. It's a house. You can't really do too much trying to avoid for mechanics. So I have a button up here. You come up here and touch the button. This is how to switch. If anything, I will turn off for you. And down here is going to be our next major boss fight. This has a lot of mechanics, a lot of rules to follow. This is the line fight area, because it's a pretty big place. Range can easily fight from back here. So you're going to stay in this fight area. And as you can see, I have floating shock plants. Basically, that's his boss's attack. His main attack is to move the plants around. And if you're close to them, they will drain your resources and do some damage. And because I can undo redo, I'm going to have them moving around randomly. And we have also some other test dummies and lights and a carpet area. We're going to call these pads. This is the green pad. Obviously, green for stamina. So you must recover your resources to full resources at 100%. Like right now, it's at 100%. You can leave and resume the boss. You must kill this boss with your skills. You can do a rotation where you do a light attack and a skill. You're allowed that. The plants will move around, so if you want to avoid it and say as a stamina character I run into the blue magic pad, I can't recover my resource because it's a magicka and I have capped magic resource and I can leave. Because I'm a Sam character, not a mag character, I will not be able to attack the boss for 5 seconds to indicate like a quote-unquote negate that has come upon you, like a little curse just for not recovering at the right place. So occasionally as the boss fight goes on, I'll have an assistant, or even me, will turn these lights on and off. So right now, both pads are stamina, so no magicka people can actually recover if they get their resources down. I could turn the pads red, where if you have full health, that's the only way you can leave the area. So now that I'm full health, I can leave. There will be no penalties towards that. And then also, I could turn the pads off completely, and no one can recover resources. So you get on it, nothing can happen, you can get back off. So as the fight progresses, this won't be too long. You guys fight the boss. Take it down with your skills. If you run out of damage with your resources, you have no more resources because of the shock plants as I move them. This will be a fun feature just so that way I can have you guys kind of work a mechanic. So now Ken has no resources. She needs to heavy attack fully to get her resources back. It'll take a little bit too, so you definitely want to avoid those shock plants to try to take the boss down as quick as you can. You have to recover to full, because those plants will drain you even faster and you're going to come back. Now that she's at full resources, she can leave and continue on with the boss fight. With a group of 4, this will definitely be a lot quicker. And you can fight the boss before you're exploring, you can fight him, and then after you can explore. There's a lot of things to see in the house. It's very nice. It's very awesome. And we'll move on now to our final area. Get ready to reach the boss door, which is the boss door with all those switches on. I should be able to open the door through the animation. Again, for like a cool effect. And it looks like it didn't work. So there's more switches to be found. obviously in 2 other areas. Here's a precursor. You see it, must kill it. Gonna come over here. I definitely know there's a switch over here then. And there's definitely a switch over here. You can enjoy the whole area, the view. So once you get the switch on, move back on to the next area. Should be kind of like my trophy display that I had to move and I don't have too much of because things are coming to life. Another precursor as you're looking around for probably a coffer over here, if there's one over here. And we'll come upstairs, and I know there's 2 switches upstairs. You'll activate the switch, kill the monsters that are here, and we'll find our last switch somewhere up here. Definitely look around, definitely get ready to look at the fight area. Here's the last switch, fight the last monster, and we're done. All the switches are now on, that's all 8. You can jump down, or you can come down the staircase. Once we're all in the fight area, I'll do the animation one more time. Hopefully this works, and of course it will. I will basically move this wall as so. Boom. And the door is open. You won't see me do that, but as your character looks right there, it'll basically like vanish, and that'll be pretty cool. So now that everyone's in the fight area, I'll close the door again with the undo feature. So this will be our fight area, for our final boss. I will summon the bosses because these bosses are very, very annoying. They're super loud and they make lots of noise. So these will be the adds of the boss. You do not have to kill these, but killing them will add a special effect for you, and I'll tell you in a second. And our final boss will be my prize Centurion dummy that Kratos thumps down like it has possessed and must die. Killing him will help me end this crazy madness, as I have a story for all this in Sound Band. So once you kill him, that is it. Everyone will be rewarded. There is a hard mode. That sounds cool. By touching the fan, you activate hard mode. Yes, you'll turn into monkey. Everyone in the group must touch the fan to activate hard mode. Hard mode, I'll make a little bit of an adjustment to the boss fight because this will be a little more easier. I'll move the bosses like this. So that way you're able to take them down a little bit more AoEs if you want to focus some of them. It'll help later on at the end of the fight. Definitely. So I'm going to basically show you now what happens during hard mode. We'll pass through. You guys are going to be in the fight area. I will come up here. The fight doesn't start until I hit the horn, or even if you start it off, it's fine, but I will make sure the horn goes. For hard mode, I will turn one of these switches permanently on. It'll never turn off. So I'll just simply look at the blade switch, because this is the most deadliest switch, and I'll start spinning. And I'll just say stop. The closest thing that I'm looking at this area is the lightning switch. That is permanently what's going to be on through the whole fight, and that's how it looks like. Normal mode, there won't be a permanent switch. It'll just occasionally come on and off. Now as you fight, same thing. They'll occasionally come on and off. But because hard mode is activated, that lightning switch will never turn off. Killing one of these adds will temporarily, on hard mode, turn these off. And it won't come back on for probably like a minute and a half, 2 minutes probably. I haven't decided on the timer. On normal mode, they'll be more scattered. You can focus them. And killing those adds will permanently break one of these switches. So going back to normal mode, let's say. This one over here by the pact is going to be the blade switch, because the blade switch is the most deadliest. If you kill it, that blade switch will never turn back on normal. If you want to kill lightning or fire at random, you kill this one. So you'll have at the end of the fight one trap that'll be activated. You kill the boss, and that's it. That's the whole dungeon. You'll get rewarded by me, and the whole thing is over. Later on, as this fight progresses, it's going to get relatively more tough. Probably at 25%, there'll be more switches activated. At 10%, all 3 will be activated. So if you actually time to take this down, when all 3 are up, you can permanently disable it on normal, or you can temporarily disable it on hard mode. So yes, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed the mechanic, the way the dungeon is, And I hope I will see you guys wanting to run this with me and get you guys some more boards. Alright. Hope everyone enjoys it, like it, and have a good time. Have fun.